What's up, guys? Adam here, and a few days ago, maybe a week or so ago, in one of my videos, I made mention of when you have a raider that is causing problems, when they are not performing to the proper level. They're standing in fire and dying. They're showing up late. They're causing issues. They're not doing the specific responsibilities that they need to be doing, and you need to address this situation, which we've talked about that before. Most absolutely you should address it. There's a proper way that you should address it, though, and I made mention of it last week, and I mentioned to you guys that I would share with you that proper technique. The goal of this technique is to most effectively get your point across as the guild leader, raid leader, whatever leadership role you are currently in, to get your point across. It is there to ensure that there is a minimal amount of animosity, a minimal amount of anger, that your raider isn't just pissed off, that you're putting him on blast, and it gives you a chance to escalate the situation if need be, but minimize embarrassment if it can be handled appropriately the first time. So I'm going to go over this method. It's very simple. In fact, the name alone tells you how you're going to work through it. It is at least what I refer to it as, and I don't know if there's necessarily a specific name for it, but I call it the 1, 2, 3 method. Very simply put, the first step that you're going to do, and it doesn't matter big or small, whether you have a raider that is consistently for the past, let's say, month, he shows up 10 minutes late, which the problem should have already been addressed. But, in this hypothetical situation, it doesn't matter what it is. Or if you are in let's say a Mythic Emerald Nightmare group and one of your DPSers dies to rot. They're just not getting out of rot. They're standing in it on Nefendra, first boss, and they die. First step that you're going to take is you are going to reach out to that person. Preferably via the whisper system in the game. You are going to mention to them in voice chat in a separate channel. But this is a quick hit. Hey dude, you need to stop standing in that shit. Hey, you need to bring your numbers up. It is a very quick, 1-2 sentence, hey, I'm letting you know you're fucking up. You've screwed up the raid. We wiped because of, or partially due to, a mistake that you have made. It needs to be fixed. Nothing more, nothing less. It lets the player know that, hey, I have been, I have screwed up, or at least my raid leader, the guild leadership, the group leadership feels that I've screwed up. I have a quick chance to respond and say, okay, cool, it won't happen again, or, we need to talk about this later, whatever. But again, it's very quick. You notify that guy, hey dude, you need to stop standing in fire. You've died twice now. Leave it at that. And again, if you guys look at the video where I talk about, when you do make corrections to a player, you drop it. You as a leader are not pissed off. You say, look, you stood in fire, you died, you need to fix it. Cool. Everything's good to go. If the boss dies and you're on trash, joke with them. You drop it right then and there. You don't hold a grudge. However, if the problem persists, you move on to the second step, which is you now know you have identified that they are unable, unwilling, they are ignorant to the issue that you have identified. They are not standing in fire and dying 2 times. They've stood in fire all night. They've stood in rot all night. They are consistently the whole raid week. They've been late every single raid, whatever the case might be. Now is the time. The second step is to pull them aside and completely break it down to them. This is the step where you spend a decent chunk of time, and it depends on the situation. It depends on the offense. If it's something that is a big deal, maybe you spend 20 minutes talking to them. If it's something that has been identified as something very simple, don't stand in rot on Nefendra, that's probably not going to take 20 minutes to go, look, dude, you're fucking up. You're standing in crap. Stop. But this gives you, the leader, the chance to actually sit down in a raid, non-stressful, preferably, or at least a little less stressful environment where you can say, hey, here's the deal, here's what's going on, we need to fix it. And you can spend a few more minutes rather than that quick hit of just letting them know that, they're being watched. Now it's you've really messed it up and we need to fix it, or we're gonna have to sit you. And the third step here is, if they continue to do it, you've notified them personally, quietly, privately. You have notified them that they're messing up. Now there's no excuse whatsoever. They die on, again, we'll use this example. They die on Nefendra because they stood in rot, and you can look at the death logs, whatever, SCADA, recount details, whatever add-on you use, and you can see that, their death was caused due to, hit of rot. That's when you call them out. Hey man, why are you still standing in rot? Didn't we talk about this? That is when you can now use the embarrassment as a tool. Okay? You definitely don't want to immediately first offense call people out. Not the first time. Because let's be honest, people are going to get embarrassed, and you guys have definitely felt this in the raid where you screw up, and we've all done it. None of us are perfect. I don't care who you are. Somebody somewhere has screwed up. You have screwed up somewhere. So you don't want to get called out for it. However, you've given this player several chances. Now it's time to throw the gloves down, take the gloves off, and they don't get any special treatment because they've already been notified several times. Now, again, if you want to reach out to them, dependent on how serious you are about progression, how serious you are about being lenient, you could reach out to him privately 2 or 3 times. But you definitely don't want to continue to, hey man, you died in rot again. Hey man, you died in rot again. Hey, let's spend 20 minutes this week talking about it. Hey, let's spend 30 minutes next week talking about it. You need to escalate appropriate to the offense. And the reason for this is, again, and I've talked about it, if you continue to allow it, 1, people aren't going to fix it, and 2, they're going to realize that you're continuing to allow it, and you now no longer are able to effectively call them out on stuff. Again, I've mentioned it before. He'll let me keep doing it. Fuck it. Whatever. He's not going to say anything. So, again, first time, hit him up real quick. Second time, sit down and talk with him. Third time, no holds bar. You are going to call them out on everything. They die to it, you call them out. Now, a specific example of this that I can immediately give you guys is we brought a brand new player into the raid last night. I said, hey man, we're doing Mythic Emerald Nightmare. He said, I'm good to go. Everything's good. So I did a quick check, and while he was in the raid, he had improper enchants, all this stuff. He wasn't pre-potting. One of my only officer hit me up. He's like, dude, this guy isn't even pre-potting. And so we reached out to him. Dude, you got to get that enchant fixed. You need to bring your DPS up, and you need to start pre-potting. And he didn't pre-pot at all. At all. So now you escalate it, and we say, we pull him aside, and I'm whispering him going, look, here's the crap you need to fix. Still didn't do it. And then we called him out on it. Dude, you need to pre-pot. You need to stop dying to, I don't remember. I think it was the burst of corruption, the big bugs that come out that blow up. So after that, we ended up sitting him. But these are real life examples where it doesn't take a week to get through to somebody and do all these steps. It can be one raid night, or it can be a week. It doesn't matter. It's all dependent on the seriousness of you and your progression mindset and the offense in question. So with all that being said, guys, do the right thing. Don't embarrass your raiders on the first offense. Give them a chance to fix it privately, but after that, you need to take charge of the situation and get the issue resolved. With that being said, hopefully you guys like the content that you're hearing here, that you're seeing here. If you do, hit that like button. If you do not, feel free to hit that dislike button. I would appreciate some comments either way, what you do and do not like. That way I can make sure that I'm giving you guys the content that you guys want to see, right? Nobody wants to come here, hopefully, just to thumbs down me and not give any feedback. I want the feedback. So if you like it, thumbs up. Don't like it, thumbs down. Until next time, guys, I'll see you.